What is up, beautiful people out there? I'm back at another video. I haven't made a video in a while, but I decided to make a video right now. You know, I hope everyone's staying positive, staying in a safe place at home, no matter what. But yeah, as you can see by the title of this video, my experience on being, my experience of a spiritual awakening. My experience was pretty rough start at first. When I first had a spiritual awakening, I was mainly feeling like, shit. And I felt different when I was going through a spiritual awakening. I felt like my friends were disowning me. I felt good. It felt really bad, but my mind kept telling me, don't worry. It was just this weird sense of vibration. It was just so weird. During my spiritual awakening, I really experienced a lot of, unwanted stuff. I felt a lot of, maybe I should be mean, I felt all these different, emotions that I was going through during my spiritual awakening. When you start feeling if you're starting to feel a spiritual awakening, you're gonna start feeling like shit. I feel like during my spiritual awakening, when I was doing something good and I wasn't getting into that bad stuff, or, I wasn't going on social media. When I was away from social media and I was doing something like independent, like doing, nature, or just like walking at a park, or, looking at the sky, or breathing, sitting on a chair, looking at the stars at night, like when it was nighttime, that moment felt really good. It felt like I was like in heaven, or I was in paradise. I felt like I was in a state of mind where I could just be myself. I think it's important that having a spiritual awakening is crazy experience, because when I was in a spiritual awakening, I was really feeling like I wasn't wanted, or I wasn't, how do you describe it? It's kind of like you want something but you don't want it. It kind of felt like that, like you want to go there, but at the same time your mind's telling you not to go. So that it kind of felt weird at first during my spiritual awakening, but I wouldn't call spiritual awakening weird, because I think it's something that all humanity should learn from, because it's really the best experience in your lifetime that you could be going through. So I think it's important for people to actually do that in their lifetime. So my experience was, it didn't feel good at all at first, but when I was feeling like shit, meditation was just calling my name, saying, you got to do that, you got to get into nature, you got to meditate, and that's what I did, and I started feeling better. I feel like if you do something good and you're going through a spiritual awakening, you feel, you're loving yourself, you're loving this earth. But my spiritual awakening was probably a year ago. I think it wasn't a year ago. It was it was 1 year ago. And then as today, I'm still developing. I've got stuck. Being stuck is the worst possibility in my spiritual awakening, because I've had some stuck. I got stuck in a spiritual awakening, and it's you know, I don't know what you would call it, because I was feeling like I, I just felt like shit, like negative stuff. So, but when I was in my spiritual awakening, I kept seeing repeated numbers, and I kept feeling vibrations that I never could see. And when I was walking towards people or anyone, I could feel their energy, like it was like a vibration, like a air, like it was crazy to think that I'm walking through this person when they have all this bad energy, and I'm like, I'm not going to talk to them. They're so bad, It's crazy to think that having a spiritual awakening, I felt like this. I felt like I was a magician, or I was like, you know, like I felt like I was a different person. It was crazy to think that, but it was, and if you're ever going through a spiritual awakening, try to get away from a lot of bad energy, because, that's going to ruin your spiritual awakening, and it's going to really make you feel like shit. Because I feel like when I was in the spiritual awakening, I felt like I was getting into a lot of bad energy, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going random places, like ups and downs. And as I was doing this bad energy, I kept feeling like shit when I was during my spiritual awakening. It's like you're getting stuck. So I think it's important that you get into something that you actually love, or get into something that makes you peace or makes you calm, like meditation, or going outside, or doing something that isn't drowning your brain with technology. So I think it's really important, and that has to be my experience of what happened during my spiritual awakening. Also, ringing ears was a big one in my spiritual awakening. Yeah, that one, my ears started hurting every time that came up, but I got used to it after a while. But here I am today, and just loving my life as possible. But it gets hard when you're in a spiritual awakening. It can be really hard and tough. You start losing friends and fading off to this nature path. It's just amazing, but at the same time, you'll love life. So that was my experience of my spiritual awakening. I hope everyone learned about it. And if you're going through a spiritual awakening, comment down below if you are, so I know. I'll see ya. As I keep making videos, I'm gonna start growing, so get my words out there, but I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know what my next video is gonna be, but I'll see. Love you all. Stay positive. I'm out.